I prayed one simple prayer every 2 hours for months. God, show me what to do. I had no idea that that prayer would end my 20-year marriage and completely change my life. Hi, I'm Amanda Harris. In this video, I'm going to share with you how prayer helped me find peace in the hardest season of my life and make the hardest decision of my life. And that was whether to stay or leave my almost 20-year marriage. I don't think I've ever prayed harder in my life. And a couple months later, I got a very obvious message from God that everything would be okay. So it was 2016 and my marriage was a wreck. I will leave out the gory details of who was to blame. We were both awful. We had separated for several months and then gotten back together. I'd hit a hideous bottom and knew that I had to change my life. I was in therapy. I was seeing a psychiatrist. I was attending daily 12-step meetings, reading everything I could get my hands on. I used to joke that becoming a better person was my second job. Unfortunately, my spouse did not have my same commitment. He was very excited about all the work that I was doing because obviously I needed it, right? Everything was my fault. I don't remember him taking much responsibility or working to change. And things were not good at all. And I was just in this place of, do I stay or do I go? I never lived by myself. I had went directly from living at home as a teenager to living with my then husband. I would tell people that I wasn't scared to live on my own, but I was. Not scared that anyone would hurt me. I was scared of being lonely, right? Being by myself. I imagined what it would be like having the kids go back and forth between the two houses and sometimes being alone. I imagined that I would probably get a dog, a small one, maybe with a scruffy face. I kind of had him pictured in my mind. A little scruffy face, almost like Benji is what I imagined. It was such a difficult decision. How would I know if I was making the right decision? Was this God's will or my will? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Right? I was familiar with step 11 in 12 step that says, part of it says, we pray for the knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry it out. I said, okay, I can do that. I can pray, right? Every morning and every evening I prayed, show me what to do. Show me what to do. Show me what to do. I had a smartwatch that would buzz every 2 hours. And a little message would come up that said, show me what to do, right? And I would repeat that. Show me what to do. As I was saying this, my ex's behavior was getting worse. And I think, I'm not sure that this is the answer to my prayer. And then it would be even worse the day after that. He was so filled with anger and blame. And without getting into the nitty-gritty of, what was going on, the answer of what I should do became clearer and clearer. I knew that energy in the house was not good for the kids. The girls were 13 then. That's when it hit me, Sometimes when we ask for guidance, the answer isn't comfortable. It isn't the answer that we hoped for, right? The answer is courage to do something different or something that scares us, right? Now came the next part of the prayer. So it was show me what to do and help me do it, right? I had no idea how I was going to make all this work. The burden would be on me to move out. Where would I live? How would I pay to furnish my new place? How would I pay bills at 2 houses? How would I pay for a lawyer? I made a decent living, don't get me wrong, but this was all going to cost a lot more money than I had. And as I said the prayer over and over, I had said, show me what to do. Now help me do it. Things worked out. Help me do this. I found a duplex less than a mile away from my ex's house. Someone loaned me the money to get my furniture. My lawyer said, girl, you pay me what you want, which I know is not very common, but I was praying for help and I was getting it. That's the point, right? So I did it. I moved out. My ex and I were very enmeshed. We had been together since we were 16 years old. And so making that decision to move out and then actually do it was one of the, if not the hardest thing I've ever done, right? Everyone was losing their minds. My spouse, my mom, my mother-in-law, the kids, not me, right? I had peace because I knew it was the right decision. I knew it had come from God, right? This story has a cool postscript. A few weeks after I moved out, me and the girls were in Amarillo. It's a nearby bigger town, and they were having a Veterans Day parade. So we drove over and went to that. And after, we were looking for something fun to do, and we drove by PetSmart, and there was this huge sign across the front of the store, Pet Adoption Day. We went in, and a bunch of the local rescue groups were there and had all their pets set up, right? And I will tell you, as I approached the crate, it was as if the lights in the whole place dimmed in a spotlight. Or I'm not sure if it was a spotlight or if it was just glowing from inside the cage, right? And I looked down, and there he was. The little dog that I had imagined, right there waiting for me, right? And here he is. He's been my best friend ever since. This picture is from that very first 4th of July. When I was married, the 4th of July was bigger than Christmas at my house. So that first 4th of July, when the girls went to their dad's to do all of the things that we used to do as a family, right? Cook out, do the fireworks, all the things at the house. I was pretty lonely and I was pretty sad, right? But me and Oscar went on a little road trip to a nearby town where they have a big fireworks display. And he was such a comfort to me. So you see, when we ask for direction and we ask for help, we get it, right? Is there something in your life right now that you're asking God for guidance about? If you want a place to talk about things like this with people who are also trying to grow spiritually, I started a Facebook group called Prosperity Pals, and the link is in the description. I'd love to see you there. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click like and subscribe for more videos on spiritual success principles. Thank you so much for watching.